Does it say blurring on it? I won't spray it on the other side. I won't do it. For the sake of science.
Be honest. You like this lip gloss better? Yes, you do.
Hey guys, so welcome to today's video. My name is Mary and I'm super excited because today is a full face of SPF. So just to preface this, I do live in Florida, the sunshine state, and it's humid, it's rainy. Summer can really wreak havoc on some of us makeup lovers. We want to protect our face at the same time that we're trying to look cute while we're sweaty. So anyways, I'm super excited. I've got a full face of SPF here today. I didn't have everything. I kind of wasn't even aware that they made SPF eyeshadow, so I'm kind of excited to try this. I actually found this on Amazon by SuperGoop for that one. So there's an SPF eyeshadow. Like, that's kind of fun and exciting. Most of this stuff is from Ciele because they just offer like SPF concealer, even an SPF highlighter that other brands I think just don't have. So I do have a lot of Ciele products, and then we've got some Dr. Jart, In Beauty, SuperGoop, and we are going to test up against each other the Morphe SPF setting spray and the One Size SPF setting spray. Now, when I tell you I was so excited to walk into Sephora and see that they had an SPF setting spray, and if this one is as good as this one, that will be pretty amazing, because I found this one at TJ Maxx for $6.99, and we all know that One Size is pricey. This one was $39, so I'm super excited to see how these hold up against each other, and we're gonna do a wear test. We're gonna go ahead and get started and get this full face of makeup done. It is already 11 in the morning, so I want to get this done and kind of get outside, get some things going, and see if we can test it in the full Florida afternoon sun. So, first things first, we're gonna start off with just putting on our normal SPF like we would put on every day before we get ready, or if we weren't even wearing makeup. This one is great for no makeup days, makeup days. I just really love the simplicity of this product, and it's just one of my favorites. The Dr. Jart Plus Everyday Sunday Ultra Sheer Priming Sunscreen Stick, and it's SPF 40, and I love this thing. You just pop off the thing. It's kind of like, it reminds me so much of a deodorant stick, and I know a lot of people make these. I just really like this one, especially for under makeup. And then I keep this little thing because it does tend to get crusty if I don't. And then you just twist it up like a deodorant and plop it on your face. It's just so easy. And I do try to be a little methodical about it and go in order, so I know I'm covering my whole face. And I make sure I get like above my eyelids. And then I even bring it down my neck. I have this crease in my face because I had a dark patch on for my dark spot last night, and it the patch had a crease in it, so I woke up with a crease in my face. Okay, so I just do like to slather it on because I know I can't really measure 2 fingers with the stick. So I do try to get a good amount of it on there. I will just go ahead and like rub it in, smooth it out. It doesn't leave you looking, you can totally wear this on your own, and I would rather just this little bit of a sheen as opposed to some of, I mean, I look really greasy sometimes with some of my SPFs, so this one is just, I really enjoy. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and prime our face, and today we're gonna be using the Ciele Prime and Protect, and this one is SPF 30. This primer, I would like this primer whether or not it had SPF in it. It's just a really nice primer. It's moisturizing, it's slightly smoothing. I don't think I would go so far as to use the word blurring, but it does smooth you out just a bit. And I do use a little bit more of this than I would use of a normal primer because it has SPF in it. So I'm just, not a full 2 fingers, but I do kind of go ham with that primer. And I even do take that a little bit down my neck as well. I'm one of those people that does my eyebrows at the end. I will take a Q-tip, clean my eyebrows out and do them at the end, just because I like the freedom of being able to like do this when I'm putting on products like this. Okay, so do you see how it just like, it sinks in really, really well, and then it does leave like a slight glisten. I wouldn't call it a glowy primer either, so it's not going to give you a glow or that greasy look. It's just a really nice primer. Okay, so we've got the star of the show coming up, and this is the Ciele Tint and Protect. This, I love this too. Honestly, I would probably even wear this at night. It's a nice product. It does have SPF 50 in it. It says that it's non-comedogenic too, so I know that that's great for a lot of us out there, to help not break us out. It says makeup meets protection. That's the Ciele. I think it's their motto, and I love that motto. That was really smart. You do want to shake this up. It is one of the ones that comes in the dropper. Not the most popular delivery system. I have dropped this on my clothes before, just like the Maybelline Skin Tint, any of those dropping products. So I do try to be careful, but I just put, oh, I have mine in the shade 08 Medium Honey. Sometimes I will go ahead and just rub this in with my fingers, to be honest with you. But today we'll try to be civilized and use a brush. Go ahead and blend this in with my Sephora foundation brush. I've noticed I like my Sephora brush for kind of thinner foundations. I feel like this brush helps to spread things out a bit. I also do like the Mario, I think it's the Mario F4. I am gonna go ahead and take a sponge and just dab off any excess product. If there's one thing that you don't want to be out in the Florida sun, it's cakey. So just thinning this out a little bit, taking off any of the excess is really gonna help prevent this from caking up by the time that we're done adding everything. And it's just gonna make your makeup look better overall, in my opinion. As far as the coverage goes, I would say it's about a medium coverage on the Ciele tint. I'm not necessarily looking for a full coverage on any of my skin tints to go outside. I think this Ciele one has a little bit more coverage than some of my other skin tints. So I think it does a pretty good job. I do have a little friend here that helps me to judge at the moment the coverage of my makeup products, and I would give this one like a decent medium, because our little friend here is still poking out, and that's fully expected and that's fine, but it's like, it's muted a little bit, but she's still there. She's still living her best life. Now we're gonna go in with the Ciele Bronze and Protect SPF 50 Bronzing Concentrate. This is a new product for me, so this will be the first time that I'm testing her out. I was super excited to see that they had this. So again, Ciele makes some products with SPF in them that I just feel like other people haven't really come out with yet, and this one is exciting to me. So I do like sometimes to put some bronzing drops under my foundation to help darken them up a little bit or whatnot. This Ciele, the Ciele tint, I think the shade is pretty good for me. So I'm just gonna use this to kind of bronze up a little bit, like around the perimeters of my face, maybe my cheeks a little bit, kind of treat it in a way like a powder, like I would treat a powder bronzer. That's what we're gonna go for. And I'm just gonna go with a very small amount. They do have only two shades of this, so you're either gonna go with shade 1 or shade 2. I'm gonna start with just the top so I can see. I don't know how long I have to blend this out or anything like that. So again, they only have two shades, shades 1 and shade 2. I went with shade 2, the darker one. I'm gonna take my Makeup by Mario, the smaller side of the brush, and I'm just gonna see what's going on with this shade. Okay, so I would say it's showing up on me, but barely. Barely. It's very subtle. And to be honest with you, that's okay for like every day, out in the sun type days, like working, running errands, doing stuff out and about. I kind of like this. I'm liking the subtlety of this. Okay, I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more. And it's blending in really, really nicely. So it's just, and I mean, we are kind of working with the Ciele primer, the Ciele Tint and Protect. So the products should play really nicely together, and so far they really are. So I'm hoping the sun isn't washing it out, because in my mirror I can see it's very subtle. Ooh, I went too far down. We went too far down, but that's okay. Another good thing about it being a subtle color. You guys, this is really pretty. And it's just, I'm one of those people that just truly believes that your thoughts are powerful. And just knowing that every step of my makeup today is protecting my face, I don't know. I really like that thought floating around in my brain. Okay. Together a little bit so I don't look like I have like bronzer. Just gonna, I honestly really like it. I'm excited. I was a little iffy on it because I was like, okay, do we really need like a bronzing protector? But well, for a full face of SPF we do, but in general every day, do we really need like a bronzing SPF? But that's just, it's pretty enough for me. I feel like if I would like it, whether or not it had SPF in it, is how I can tell if I really like and truly enjoy it. And I just think it's pretty. So, okay, let me shut up about this bronzer. Okay, so another super exciting product. I don't know. Oh, I feel so silly, but I get excited about cool makeup. Okay, so especially this one for me, the bronzer. Let me see, the bronzer, the powder, the eyeshadow, and the concealer are the ones that are like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm trying these out for the first time. Okay, I got mine in the shade 13N. What's exciting about this concealer is usually I just conceal like under my eyes a little bit, and I do a little bit right here, whatnot. But this one is called the Dark Spot Concealer. So I'm hoping that the shade is gonna work and we can test her out on my little friend here. I usually just leave my dark spots. I don't try to conceal them. Honestly, sometimes I feel like trying to conceal them just draws attention to them. And also for me, it's like a reminder not to pick my face. So I usually just leave them in there. We're gonna get closer for this concealer. We wanna see what happens here. Okay, so it's got a really tiny doe foot applicator. Really tiny. The shade, I'm trying to like judge the shade in my mind. Okay, let me put a little bit on my hand. Okay, can you see that on my hand? This might work to conceal the dark spot. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit on the dark spot right next to the crease from my dark patch, with all the havoc that these dark spots wreak on my face. Okay, so I'm gonna put this first so it has time to sit and kind of dry a little bit before I blend it out or tap on it. It's a hair light, but I think it's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna let that sit. I also have another one. I've got several, but these are the bigger ones. The bigger ones that I have at the moment. So we're gonna put that on that one. All right, those will be our dark spot tests. And then I'm gonna go ahead and conceal where I would conceal everywhere else. So I'm just gonna put a little bit right here. I never go under my eye. Ooh, I went a little bit heavy on that side because I flipped the brush, but that's okay. I'm gonna do a little bit there. I also have a little dark spot on my chin that I like to cover up a little bit, and then I go down a little bit. And I like to do a couple. I'm not really one that gets red, but on the sides, on this little area of my nose, I've noticed in the last few years, starts to get red a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of strange. Okay, so there she is. I think the shade match is good. It's not too light, you know, like a brightener. And it's a hair lighter than I am. I'm trying to think. Let's go with our Rare Beauty concealer brush. It's my favorite concealer brush, so we're gonna go with this one. I'm gonna leave the spots to sit. So we're just gonna blend it out everywhere else. And I'm gonna see if I can get up close so you can see how it's blending out. Okay, that shade is really good. Oh, don't you ever get happy when you ordered a shade online and then you don't look ridiculous when you slap it on your face? That has happened to me one too many times. Okay, so we're gonna blend that out. This blends out. I have not met a product from Ciele yet that I don't get along with. They're all super nice. They're clean products too, which I'm not one who everything I own is a clean product, but I mean, it is nice to know. I am a little curious because I have been getting a little bit more into clean makeup in the past couple years. And I've heard a lot about how things tend to expire a lot faster because they don't have all those preservatives and chemicals in them. And this is the side I went a little too much concealer on. So now that I'm coming up into kind of having owned some clean products for a decent amount of time, I'm curious to see what's gonna keep, what I'm gonna have to start getting rid of. I feel like that concealer is a winner. Like, it's pretty creamy. You're seeing how this is blending out just so easily. It's reminding me a little bit of, I almost feel like it's like a mix between the Coffee concealer and the Estee Lauder concealer if they had a baby. Because it's thicker than the Coffee concealer and thinner than the Estee Lauder concealer. But the coverage is very similar and it's very creamy. Okay, so now we're going to go back and visit our little friends. And this is where you have to like be very careful, because if you rub too much or go too much, you're just gonna take the concealer off, and that's not the concealer's fault. Wow. Okay. I feel like it almost turned it gray. That is the crease from the dark spot patch, just left a wrinkle in my face. But do you see how the concealer, I almost feel like my brown spot looks a little bit like it just changed the color of the dark spot, but it's not gone. So maybe it's not going to completely vanish my dark spots. This one is also very, very, very dark, so I mean, I'm not sure what concealer would really cover that up. Okay, so we do have a liquid blush by Ciele, and I picked up mine in the shade. Now, I like this blush. I will say, I have used this blush before. I truly like it. This is the shade Elodie. They have several shades that you can pick from. This one I just like. It's really everyday, simple, not too crazy, like a pinkish shade. And I just do 3 dots. I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass, the Edit brush on the smaller side, and just blend that in. And this blush, I mean, boom. Yeah, that's how quickly she blends in. Like, wow. And I have used her with other foundations. You don't have to, I mean, it plays well and blends in super nicely with any base product that I have tried it with. It's such a pretty shade. Just really like it. I almost didn't pick this up because sometimes shades like this won't show up on me because they just blend right away. But the Ciele blushes, they are very true to shade, meaning no matter what your skin tone is, I feel like it's gonna show up true to shade on your skin tone. And I really, ooh, we went a little much on that side. But that's okay because she blends out real nice. And I'm just gonna dab a little bit of that off on the top and then come back in. We don't have to panic. Gosh, I feel like the blush is just blending itself out. It's really nice. Okay, so here's the one that makes me the most nervous out of everything that we're doing today. Why does the SPF powder kind of low-key make me scared? I don't know. I'm just scared that this is gonna like make me look funny. And I trust you, Ciele, so I don't know why I'm having doubts. This is called the Filter and Protect. I love their names. And the powder has SPF of 30. And again, they don't have many shades in this one. So I did go with shade 2. But it's got a little, it's cute packaging. It comes with its own little powder puff. That's cute. So that's cute. So we'll see. We'll use the powder puff that came with it just to test it out. It's super soft and cute. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It's reminding me of those little the cushion foundation Asian commercials where they're like, and then like their whole face is like flawless. Okay, the powder does look light. Tapping off the powder a little bit because I don't want to go too ham. Oh, I'm scared. This is makeup. I'm acting like it's gonna jump out and bite me. Okay. Okay. I would usually use a different powder to set my under eye and then, okay, that's, let me dab that out a little bit. The powder is kind of setting a little bit, like, okay. Okay. I'm gonna work a little bit quicker so that the powder, I don't know how to explain it. It's just kind of like the powder set really quickly and it was hard to blend out. But now it's, wow, that's blurring. Wow. Wow. Can you see? Wow. That's a blur. Does it say blurring on it? Does that say? Does it say blurring? I've got to see if this says it's supposed to blur. Because that's blurring. Wow. Okay, as far as the shade goes, once I tap it in a good amount, it's not bad. I was scared of this powder, but this powder's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go in on the other side. And on this side, I'm gonna try to go faster. I might next time put the blush, even though it's a cream, put it after, because it is washing my blush out a little bit. And again, like the powder will kind of sit on top of the makeup and you gotta keep pushing it in. But if you keep pushing it in, eventually it starts to meld together and everything looks okay. I'm gonna put some elbow grease into it. And I don't mind. Okay, I always do crease a little bit under that eye. This eye is worse for me for creasing than this eye. So I kind of expect it to do that a little bit, but I'll try to help it out a little. I feel like the shade could have been much worse. This is not bad. I like that. I am gonna go back in because I feel like I blended away most of the blush. So this, you know, we'll test it again over on top of the product so we can see how it works over top of the powder. But I am just gonna put just a tiny bit back because I feel like we lost her. So, add her back. Okay. Okay, so we are gonna throw a little bit of highlight on. I do think this is a little silly because you put highlighter on such a small amount of your face, but we're doing a full face of SPF, so because I've never worked with this powder before and I feel like this powder is a little bit Like when it's set, it's set. So I'm gonna go with my finger instead of dabbing this highlighter straight onto my face in case it doesn't want to blend out. I'm just gonna go in my finger with the highlighter. This is SPF 50. Wow. And this is the shade Church. They do have 3 shades in the highlighter. There's like a pink one, a coppery one, and this is the goldish shade. So I'm just gonna it's subtle. I'll go with a little bit more on this side and see. Now this is my textured side, so it's never kind to highlighters, or I should say my face isn't kind to the highlighter. Yeah. What did I just say? I don't know. Just like if there's a product that I want to know if it's flattering, I test it on this side. Okay, I'm gonna say it. This is the first one where I don't know if I'm blown away, Ciele. It's okay. I mean, I do want subtle for during the day, but I feel like this is, to be honest with you, I think it's making me a little bit ashy. I probably should have gone with the maybe the coppery one, but I didn't want it to be like, I don't know. Or maybe the pink opal-y one. Okay. So there she is with the highlighter. Okay, so for eyes, I don't really have anything. I don't have any other eyeshadow other than that cream shadow by SuperGoop. And I wanted to have like some sort of definition or something in my crease. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to try to use a little bit of the bronzing drops on my eyes. And we'll just see how that goes. You know what, can't believe I didn't think of this one. This is the Merit, the 2-ended Merit brush, and this side is so good for cream eyeshadows. So I feel like that would work good for this. I'm literally just gonna tap a little bit of it onto my brush and go in on the crease. Okay, that's doing what we need it to do. This is the brush that I use for like all my cream and liquid eyeshadows, the Armani Eye Tint, and this brush, match made in heaven. Go down. And do you see how we just have a little bit of definition now? Like without. That's all we're going for. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Now we're gonna go ahead and test the SuperGoop eyeshadow. When it came out, it apparently came out in several shades. The only shade that I could find was fine. This is the SuperGoop Cream Eyeshadow Broad Spectrum 30 Shimmer Shade in First Light. And it's just like a cream bud guy. And I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger, try not to go too heavy. And let's just. It's almost like a cream color. Slightly leaning towards, I thought it was going to be more gold, but it's more of like a champagne color than it is leaning gold. I do like the idea of having SPF on my eyes because I feel like our eyes take a beating from the sun and we get our, at least I know my eyelids are wrinkly. Like they are not as smooth as they used to be. What are we thinking of the eyeshadow? Nothing to write home about, but it's protecting my lids. I wish I would have gotten one of the other shades, but like I said, I couldn't find them. I don't know if it's discontinued or what, but I couldn't find another shade. I do feel like the sun is washing it out just a little bit. It is quite an intense champagne shade. Let me see the blade. So, amidst our SPF fun today, we are going to test out the two setting sprays that I mentioned earlier. The Morphe SPF Sunsetter Setting Spray, SPF 30, and the One Size SPF 28, so very close to each other, Until Dawn Mattifying Sunscreen Makeup Setting Spray. So let's go with, we'll do One Size on my left, my problem side, and we'll do the Morphe on the right side. So I'm gonna give it a good shake. Just now, I absolutely adore the One Size setting spray. So with SPF in it, I mean, that's just awesome. This is not an aerosol. This is more of a pump spray. Let's see. It's got a nice spray on her though, so I don't think she's gonna spit at me. We'll see what happens. Okay, spit at me a little bit. That one stung my eye a little bit. Probably opened my eyes too fast. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna finish off with a little bit of lip product. And I've got two choices here. I wasn't sure what shade I wanted to go with. I kind of wanted this whole look together to come together first. I've got the Caliray Lip Guard SPF Broad Spectrum Gloss Balm, and it's SPF 31. And I have that in the shade Big Sur. And this one is kind of like a, let's decide what color we want to wear here today. Yes. Can you see? And then we also have the In Beauty Sun Balm SPF 30 Lip Balm. And this one is just in the shade Pink. Swatch her. Let's go with Big Sur, because that pink is a lot more vibrant than I was thinking. So we'll go with Big Sur for today. This is the Caliray one. And I don't have an SPF lip liner or anything like that. So we're just gonna go straight in. This is like a My Lips But Better shade for me. Definitely one you need to take with you, touch up. I mean, it's SPF, so if you want it to stay, you're gonna want to touch up anyway. But as far as gloss, most glosses you're gonna have to carry with you and touch up with. That's expected, but this is a nice gloss. It's not sticky. It doesn't look weird. You don't look at it and go, oh, that's an SPF lip balm or anything. I am feeling like a little bit washed out. That bronzer is not as deep for me as I would usually want. I would normally probably go on the perimeters of my face and maybe just a little bit and deepen up my bronzer a little bit with powder bronzer. But since I don't have an SPF bronzer and I don't want to like mess up this little experiment, I'm just gonna leave it. So we're just gonna leave it like that today. And then I don't have an SPF mascara, but I'm not gonna walk around looking like I'm one that likes my mascara. For me, it's like the finishing touch, the icing on the cake. So I am gonna throw a little bit of my Kulfi mascara on, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I did cheat a little bit. I put the mascara. I also put a little bit of Benefit Precisely my brow in my brows because they were just, I mean, I did all my makeup. They were all full of everything. So I did go ahead and throw, it's looking a little like I could brush it out a little bit more. I also took a tiny bit of the Ciele highlighter and put it just into the corner of my eyes just for a little touch of something, and that's going to be the finished makeup look. I will say right off bat, I can already tell I'm enjoying the One Size spray a lot more. If you can see, this side definitely a lot matter, and this side very shiny. So hopefully that's coming across on camera. I can definitely tell in person This 100% is mattifying me because sunscreen always kind of gives a little bit of that glisten. So I do still have the glisten, but it's mattified it out a lot more. And I feel like the Morphe setting spray just made the glistener. Oh, I already kind of want to just throw the one size on my other side of my face, but then how can we test them? Because maybe you might want a glow version. You see, I don't really like it though. Okay, if you want a glowing setting spray, go with the Morphe. I won't spray it on the other side. I won't do it for the sake of science. But okay, I'm gonna try to get a couple clips out in the sun so we can see everything up close, how it's looking.
I think if you're one who goes for glowy makeup, snatch up some SPF makeup. I'm definitely glowing today. Even on the one size side that I thought looked fairly more matte in the house. I want to powder my face so bad. I do have the SPF powder, but I have that on already, so I think it's part of the glow. I don't know. I broke down and I had to powder it. I had to powder it. I had to. It was out of my control. I had to. I don't know what he just said. I'm gonna touch up this setting spray. Okay, and then real quickly, I wanted to try out that In Beauty, the other lip balm that I had with SPF. It's SPF 30, and this one is in the shade pink. Okay, so I took off that other lip balm. Be honest, you like this lip gloss better? Yes, you do. You do. You don't care. He doesn't care. But I like this lip gloss better. I wish I would have put this one on earlier. This one's pretty. And it's not as pink once you put it on as it looks. It's actually really pretty. And it's not sticky at all either too. It's a nice formula.
I'm back. It's now sundown. The sun is going down. We've run out of enough sunlight to do this in natural light, so I did have to go ahead and throw a ring light on, and I'm in my living room now. So I did want to come back in, just kind of give very quickly my thoughts on everything and how the day went trying out this day of SPF. We've got everything here that we tried today. I'm just going to grab a product and quickly say how I felt about it. This I already know I love, still love, will probably repurchase unless I find, like, because I am kind of testing out a lot of Asian makeup these days. If I find a cheaper version of this that I like, I do think, I'm almost positive Dr. Jart is already Asian though, but it is kind of a pricey one. So but I do love this and I'll continue to use this. Before I go on, I do want to say that I did cheat and set it almost immediately after I went and got into the car. I put on some of my Laura Mercier translucent pressed powder. This is just a tried and true for me powder that I love to put on for touch-ups after the gym, over sunscreen. I really like this powder, and it was just overwhelmingly glowy, and I couldn't take it. I had to. So this as well, the primer, I really love this primer. I would use this primer with or without the SPF. I think it's moisturizing. I think it's slightly smoothing. It works with a lot of different foundations, and it doesn't make anything pill. And the fact that it has the SPF in it of 30 is just a huge bonus. This bronzer. Now, this bronzer is similar to how I feel about the powder, which we'll get into in a second, but I really like this. I wish that they had a darker shade, maybe just a hair darker, because if you were trying to be a little bit more bold with your makeup, I think this is perfect for every day. And I love the fact that it has SPF in it, and I love the formula, and it blended really well, and it's SPF 50, so and non-comedogenic. If they, you know, maybe in the future come out with darker shades, that would be really awesome. And since we're talking about the shades, the powder as well. So the powder is amazing. It's blurring. I don't know if this is the culprit of why I was looking so glowy, so I would have to play with it a little bit more. But again, if they came out with a couple, like some darker shades, because this was just a little bit too light and slightly maybe a little bit ashy, but just a really nice powder and insanely blurring. Like it blew me away at how much this blurred. And I might, when I tried it again, I might, instead of using the puff, see how it works with a brush and play with it in different ways. But the puff was nice that comes with it. The two lip products that I tried out, I really liked both of them. I will say, well, they weren't, not the first time I've used both of these, but the first time I used this one. I will say that the Caliray one, if you try to over apply it, like if you try to put it on top of itself before it's completely worn away, it will give you kind of that white buildup of lip gloss right there. That's not the most flattering. So I would suggest totally wiping it clean before you reapply this, but it's a really nice formula and it was a really nice color. And then I waited till almost the end of the day, and I was like, let me go ahead and try that shade of the In Beauty Sun Balm lip balm. And this is really nice. The pink looked a little intimidating on my hand. It was bright and I was like a little reluctant, but it's really pretty. I have it on now still, corners, and put a little bit more because it's been a little bit, but it's just it's a little bit bolder of a pink than I usually wear, but I do like it, and I think that this would complement. I've been going with a lot of copper colored eyes, bronze and copper shades, and I think that pink is flattering with them, so I think that I'm going to get a lot of use out of this summer. Okay, the setting sprays. I know why this one was $6.99 at TJ Maxx. Now, I love TJ Maxx and I have found amazing things at TJ Maxx, but sometimes I get excited, and I got excited about this one. It could have been an amazing product and blew me out of the water and kind of given One Size a run for its money, but it didn't. This just, I think, made me insanely glowy and to the point of borderline looking a little greasy. I didn't really like this. That was a no. But this I really like. This, it's I wouldn't say that it gives the exact same finish as the original One Size setting spray. It didn't make me as glowy as the other one. I think it does give a bit of a glow though, so I wouldn't say, I mean, it says mattifying on it, but I would say it's not 100% mattifying. This SuperGoop eyeshadow, I just wish they had different shades because I just don't like this shade. This isn't, I just wish it was a little bit deeper, a little bit more golden. It's a little too white, champagne-ish color for me. I just wish it would have been a different tone, but I love the idea of this, and I hope I can find something either by another brand that's similar or find the other shades of the SuperGoop one, because this is really intriguing. But really not a fan of the color. When this runs out, I'll buy it again. The Ciele Skin Tint and Protect. I love this product. I would wear it day or night, SPF or not. I just think it's beautiful. It gives you a really nice complexion, especially when you're using it with your other favorite concealers and favorite powders. This is just a really nice base product. I'm impressed by the Ciele concealer. I wouldn't, again, I think the name, it says Dark Spot Concealer. It got me really excited. I don't think that it was a shade issue because it wasn't 100% covering up the dark spot anyway, but this shade, it worked well all around the rest of the areas of my face. But as far as dark spot concealing, it turned it a little grayish, and I don't think it's really my favorite for covering up blemishes. But I really like this. This is nice. It's a great formula. It didn't crease too much. I always really crease on this side, so I pay attention more to this side. If something creases on my smoother side, and then I know I really don't like it, and I feel like this one did a pretty good job today of staying in place. So that's a winner for sure, the Ciele concealer. The Ciele highlighter, I just don't see the point, and again, I think I went with the wrong shade on this one. I probably should have gone with the pink, because the copper one did look a little too deep for a highlighter for me. So I'm not sure, but again, I'm not so sure that I'm sold on the need of an SPF highlighter for your face. I think the last thing that we have here, yeah, is the blush. So the blush, just love this blush. I probably will pick this up in other colors. I like this one a lot. They have like a, I want to say it's like a more neutral shade that I was eyeballing when I picked this one up. I would say like these are a blush, like the Rare Beauty blush, like when you buy one you're gonna have it for quite some time. So yeah, I think that was everything that we tried out today, and overall I would say it was a pretty good full face. It was a success. Some people might really enjoy the full-on glow. That's just not my vibe. So I did powder it down, and even still I feel like I'm a tad bit glowy. I did touch up again with the Morphe, or not the Morphe. I did not touch up with the Morphe. I touched up with the One Size setting spray, and so I do think it like kind of put the glow back on after I powdered it down a little bit. I feel like the makeup did okay. Okay, so that's it for our full face of SPF today. I did also do an Ulta summer haul where I tested out a bunch of summer products, like the NYX Glaze and the e.l.f. Halo Glow Tint in this Florida summer sun. The NYX Glaze didn't go so well, but yeah, if you want, you can go ahead and check out that video. And thanks for watching.